I, Naina Kumar, with my co-host Vasundhara Singh, welcome you all to the pre-celebration of the International Women's Day. Today's event, The Voice of 21st Century Women and Oral Storytelling, is organized by the Center for Women's Studies in collaboration with the Postgraduate Department of Economics of Isabella Thoburn College, Lucknow, under the guidance of our head, Dr. Anupma Shrivastava. Feminism isn't about making how women are strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world sees strength. We women are often seen as someone's daughter, someone's wife, mother, or sister, but this is not our only introduction to this world. We women are game changers. We are warriors who never fear to fight. We are achievers, achieving our goals and dreams, despite the countless to pull us down. We are the inspiration and which encourages every other woman to fight and stand strong against the wrong. I would request our head of our Department of Economics and the coordinator for the Center for Women's Studies, Dr. Anupma Shrivastava ma'am, to welcome our chief guest for today's event. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Nana. It's always tricky business to talk on such issues. Reason being that speaking on women's issues and feminism is often taken to be a sign of being inclined in favor of a particular sex, when that is a half-baked understanding at best. The truth is that a majority of women continues to be viewed through the lens of being the weaker sex and continue to be marginalized. And that is why it becomes important to address the issues of gender equality. Women of the 21st century. What is the first picture that pops in our mind? A woman who's strong, opinionated, probably clad in Western clothes, and often labeled with the moniker boss lady. Why is it so? Do we form similar stereotypes for men? The resounding answer is no. Patriarchy pervades every aspect of life, whether it's urban or rural areas, or whether it's illiterate or educated women. The only difference may be in the form of magnitude or manifestation. We women bear a triple burden. We have all heard about dual burden, that is in terms of household work and women in professional sphere. But the third burden that every woman should carry is that of standing up what is right and to speak up when she sees any form of injustice happening. That is why women need to find their voices. As poetess Alexandra Ellis said, celebrating another woman's triumph or success will never take away from your shine or glory. If anything, it will add to it and create more light. Keeping all this in mind, as head of the Department of Economics and coordinator Center for Women's Studies, Isabella Thoburn College, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest and patron, and also the president of the college, Dr. Mrs. E.S. Charles, our principal, Dr. Mrs. Vinita Prakash, and all the alumni who very graciously accepted our invitation to be a part of this oral story event as a pre-celebration of International Women's Day. So now I would like to call upon our president, Dr. Mrs. E.S. Charles, to give us her blessings in the form of inaugural address, which I'm sure will empower each one of us in a better manner. Over to you, ma'am.
It's very well said, ma'am.
Thank you. Charles, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Shrivastava. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
But I'll request you to put your video on because we are live streaming on YouTube.
My
It's
video.
on.
It's on.
It's on.
It's on.
Yes, it's on.
It's
Go
on.
ahead, ma'am.
Okay.
It's on.
Yeah.
So, and everybody else who's here in the gathering, a number is always supportive. And when we gather together and stand with each other, it adds strength to whatever we are thinking about or talking about. When I read the topic of today's collective, the oral story, most of the time we do not really emphasize on oral stories. We somehow are stronger on the written word. But it is remarkable how oral stories affect the people who hear them.
International Women's Day, celebrated annually on March 8th, marks a call to action for accelerating gender parity. This significant day grew out of the labor movement to become a UN-recognized movement since 1977. It was first celebrated in the year 1911 in Denmark, Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. This year's International Women's Day theme is Choose to Challenge, with the idea that a challenged world is an alert world, and we are responsible for our own thoughts and actions. We can all choose to challenge and call out gender bias and inequality. I believe every woman has a story to share. Today, on this platform, we have strong women from all the walks of life who have struggled in one or other way and emerged as a powerful personality. They are here with their stories of life to share with us. Before starting with the program, I would request to all our guests to switch on their mic and camera while speaking as we are live streaming it on YouTube. Thank you so much. Our first speaker is a woman with versatility. She has to her name many awards. She is an academician, radio broadcaster, citizen journalist, author, poet, and a tarot reader. She is the winner of Voice of Uttar Pradesh and Rani Lakshmi Award. She represented India at Association for International Broadcasting. She is also an animal rights activist. She has over 700 video stories on her YouTube channel turned philanthropically. I would like to invite Miss Rashi Badalia Kumar to inspire us with her words. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here on this platform today. My warmest greetings to each one of you, all my friends, and my heartiest salutations to the President of the College, Dr. Mrs. E.S. Charles, um, Principal Ma'am, Dr. Prakash, and of course, our sweetheart, our ma'am, we love you the most, Dr. Anupma Srivastav. Thank you so much, wonderful host, for welcoming me and giving me such a warm, wonderful, and heart-touching introduction. But let me introduce to you uh, this way that I'm a girl at heart with still many dreams in my eyes. I respect women, and I would always love to be the first one to clap when I see a woman, um, writing success story everywhere, whether in the form of cooking a good delicacy, or writing a good poem, or lifting a trophy, or wearing a good sari, or wearing a good bindi, or just giving me a bright smile. I just want to be that first human being, girl at heart, to clap for every woman, every little girl across the world. So that is my small introduction. Yes, 5th of February this very year, 2021, I was at my campus, that is IT College. I did a story, my Valentine's special story, my love story with Lucknow, and of course, IT College. I'm in the vast sky that a little bird got when she was doing her class 12th and right from Emma Thompson's school. She was scared and she was Rashi Badalia and a shy little innocent girl, and she was in IT college class 12 and there was no uniform. And yes, that was the batch, when uniform, the dress code started. I graduated from IT College in 1995. And yes, as everybody is talking about, as ma'am had said, challenges. Yeah, that's the best word because obstacles, problems, I think the best word is to, the best word is, of course, challenges. You know, let's substitute obstacles with challenges in life and every day, every moment. The moment a baby is born, you know, baby cries. But yes, that's a challenge both for the mother and for the baby, for one to nurture and for the other to grow. Now, I'll talk about physical, emotional, and financial challenges. And yes, that made me wise because I faced them all. It was very difficult for me because uh, my dad, like, we were like best buddies. So my attitude towards life had always been little masculine. Like the maroon shades would attract me, the musk fragrance would attract me, dad's tie would attract me, and mama's kitchen. That was not much of my sphere of interest. But yes, I loved eating like, you know, any man would. So there were physical challenges because I was a growing girl. And when you're growing, of course, there are a lot of changes that you're seeing within your own self, your own body. So the first struggle began when I had to accept myself the way I am, right? I was shy and yes, very comfortable with the cousins around. And yes, they all were brothers home and all that. But then the world was not like that. The boy outside on the road was not my brother, right? Or maybe I was not his sister. So there were the physical challenges when you accept yourself, and yes, emotional challenges. Um, when you're in a college, of course, you were responsible, and I owe a lot to my college. Not because that today I'm on this platform and want to appease anyone, because that's the truth. A tiny bird under the vast sky. When nobody was asking me that, would you attend your college? And I was sitting outside and Ma'am Dongre was there, Hindi teacher. And, you know, the class has started and we were just sitting out and we missed on that class. That day I realized that responsibility is the first commitment to oneself. I remember Dr. Devina Kapahi ma'am. I remember my psychology teacher. I remember Anupma ma'am, Crystal David ma'am, Chakravarti ma'am, Messi ma'am. I remember everyone. They're beautiful stories, and I would call them all wonderful love stories. Finances, yes. Papa's business was facing a bad dent, and I picked up job very early. Yeah, and uh, my graduation degree was awaited, and my first teaching experience it began with City Montessori Inter College, and I was given economics and English literature of 11th standard. And my final, and I began teaching, and then my final interview happened after that, after I believe after a week or so, and Mr. Jagdish Gandhiji was there, and when he met me, just as he calls everybody Didi, I was a young kid, and he said, "You're absolutely fine, you know." People, who's the principal out there? Churamani. Mrs. Churamani, she has spoken very good about you. मेरा एक ही सवाल है आपसे, आप बहुत यंग दिखते हो, आप इतने बड़े बच्चों को, इन बॉयज को कैसे हैंडल करोगे? एंड मेरा एक ही जवाब था, मैंने कहा, I don't know, but I'm confident about it because I believe no matter how tall a son grows, a mother remains a mother. So with that spirit, I have come here. And trust me, he got up and he gave me a clap. And he told me that in my entire career, no one came up with this answer, Rashi, all the best. That's how my journey began. Then, of course, while I was working, I did my post-graduation also. I did my 3 years of research from Lucknow University um, in American poetry. All that was happening. I was working, and there was a balance. But if you ask me of my challenges, I believe we all have a lot of empathies and sympathies for any wound which is physically seen, but not what we are experiencing inside, what is happening in our heart. So today, when I grew as an intuitive counselor, as a healer, I I see intuitively, you know, that yes, this world, what it needs, a woman, what it needs, a man, what it needs, a child, what needs, a transgender, what it needs, a sex worker, what needs, is just affectionate love, understanding, and a selfless care. Trust me, it works wonders, right? Okay, then after that, radio happened. When radio happened, 1997, then the broadcasting career started, and in 2000, Like when FM came, I was chosen as the first. It was the blind audition, and people had come from Mumbai and Delhi, the very senior radio broadcasters, and my voice was chosen to go on air. And trust me, I went to my station director, Dr. Satish Grover, and I told him, कि sir, you please give this opportunity to somebody else because हम शाम को मतलब 5 o'clock हमको घर जाना होता है. And he said, अच्छा तो घर पे आपको ये बोला गया है कि शाम को जल्दी घर आना. हमने कहा नहीं 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 my पापा तो he said just do whatever you want to do. But I am not confident enough. So he said, no, you are doing the show. So I believe जो बोला जाता है कि ignorance is a bliss, innocence is a bliss, it is a bliss. Then there was, and if you ask of my challenges, I struggled a lot because see, you're in a group, right, where relationship issues, you're listening to girls are getting married, they have their stories to share, and you have a different attitude. You have thought of something else, and you're not judgmental about anyone because everybody has the right to live the life they want. Now, if you talk to a boy, the people will ask you, is he your boyfriend? Now, if you're talking to a boy, now he's stopping himself. He is finding it very humiliating to take it or to consider you as a sister. So the concept of boyfriend, the girlfriend, the relationship issues, oh, Rashi, what to do? So finally, the friendship, the loyalty, and that was the question I'd asked Papa, ki this is all what is happening around now, what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm into the college to study. I mean, what I'm supposed to do? There's a lot of peer pressure around. So he just told me one thing, which I've said in one of my interviews also, that he was a businessman. So he said, I never even treated business as an affair because affair is a very fleeting phase in life. Everybody has a right to love. Everybody has a right to be in good friendship, but that friendship should be such that, even when you leave this planet, that friend is important for you. That friendship and loyalty is important for you. And what all liberation I'm giving to you of your mind, thought, that's the same liberation you'll give to the other person. And my concept was clear. So I believed a lot in friendship. I believe a lot in friendship and love. But yes, nothing is an affair for me. Whenever I'm counseling anybody, I'm talking to any child, I am all single, independent, and absolutely for that person. At that time, I'm nobody's wife, I'm nobody's daughter. I'm just for that one person who is investing so much of trust in me. Yes, I have been betrayed many a times, And yes, as Anupma ma'am said in the beginning, yes, nobody's success is my failure. In the same way, even my success is not anybody's failure. As a woman, as a good human being, we should have a very, very big heart to appreciate because opportunities, I believe, they are never lost. What I am missing on, somebody else is getting, So we should be the first one to clap for others, right? And there are only two choices for me in life, either to inspire someone or get inspired, right? We all are beautiful people. We all have Holy Spirits. This is just for some time the skin, right? And I think this pandemic has taught us a lot. So if you talk of my struggles, I would say that yes, every day brings with it, you don't know, in fact, every day, every moment is so unpredictable. I don't know what's going to happen the next moment. But yes, with a good heart, with trust in God, spiritualism, happiness, blessings of your teachers. What a great blessing. Do we think that this all happened on its own? No. It's always a part of the divine plan. And I was very shy, but I will say this. Charles, ma'am, you have not changed a bit. You are the same. The last time I saw you was, I believe, the year was 1996 or 97. I'd come to your IT college and I'd seen you then, and you have not changed a bit, ma'am, and that's the part. So today, I would just like to close my thing, and yes, of course, marriage. Marriage is a very normal thing, I believe. क्योंकि मेरे लिए शादी सिर्फ इतना थी कि मैं शादी से पहले अपने पापा के पास रहती हूँ, शादी के बाद मैं अपने हस्बैंड के साथ रहूंगी. So मेरे लिए कोई चीज, I took life very normally, because marriage is just not fun. Marriage is not about honeymoon period. Marriage is not about getting into family, having baby, and then your work done. I believe it's more important to be a great parent than just to give birth. I believe in that. And life just offers us two options: either be a saint or get into life, right? But you can be a saint even in your family domestic life, and you can be full of warmth that motherly instinct, even when you're saint in life, Saint Mother Teresa. So that's it. After my marriage, I headed two corporate radio stations, and in that radio station, all were men. I was the woman who was leading. But I believe that it was not a woman who was leading them. I believe it was a leader who was leading others. So I think feminism, very good. But feminism at the cost of exploitation of men, I think balance is very important because we all have our masculine and feminine energies, the yin and the yang, and balance is very important. The power, the fortitude, the strength. I got it from my dad. My smile I got from my dad. But that calmness, that compassion, the art to forgive, which was very difficult for me. मुझे लगता है मम्मी कैसे तुम माफ कर देती हो लोगों को, लोग तुम्हारे साथ इतना बुरा करते तुम कैसे माफ कर देती हो सबको. एंड आज मैं इस एज में आकर रियलाइज करती हूँ कि द बिगेस्ट वर्च्यू इन लाइफ इज टू फॉरगिव पीपल, राइट? सो यस, I got to know, I mean, so I wrote a book, I came up with my anthology of poems. So life, every moment is creative. And one girl, I mean, the contest that girl Rajnani Singh, she won. She said one very beautiful thing. She's just 19-year-old kid, and she said that the first and the last page of our lives is pre-decided. But life called book, what shades we are giving to the pages in between, that all depends upon us. I love animals. God is my strength. I get a lot of inspiration. I covered almost every religion. मतलब इतना मैंने religions को cover किया कि लोग ये भूल गए कि मैं किस religion की हूँ. तो अच्छा लगा कि humanity emerged as a big religion. I would love to close with a poem, my inspiration, where I've written, learning is an art. So I've learned from animals. And my dear Charles ma'am and Anupma ma'am and all my friends, Ishita, I hope it's so good to see. I think we are meeting after ages here. Horse taught me how to keep galloping. Dog taught me the power of unconditional love. Ant taught me persistence. Lion taught what's royalty's true sense. Cow taught me what being a veggie is. I'm a vegetarian. Cat taught me even mysteries are beautiful and liberation is an art. Pig taught me how to bear the crap spread by others. Donkey taught simplicity too is an art. Monkey taught me never to look into a devil's eye. A squirrel taught me how to save for the winter spy. Ma'am Charles, as you said, that financial independence is very, very important. Mouse taught me never to undermine anyone. And birds taught how to fly in dreams unison. Tortoise taught me even walking slowly is a grace. Wolf taught me how to walk in a team with an equal pace. Elephant taught me how to walk in joyous pride. And an eagle taught me to test my wings and know limits even have the skies. So don't be arrogant, just be humble in life. Respect your feminism. Respect other women. I think the only tribute, the only honor, the only laurel we can give is to give a big loud applause for a woman who is opposite to me and doing great in life. Thank you so much, and for all your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And you said it very rightly that we should always appreciate and acknowledge other people's effort and success. So thank you once again so much, ma'am, for your encouraging words.